Hey there. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to change your shipping over in eBay to the new Ground Advantage. So you might know that in the past week or so, USPS discontinued their first class package service, and this has affected a lot of sellers. Anybody who is shipping through USPS is probably affected. So in this video, I'm going to be walking you through the steps. I'm going to be showing you on my computer how exactly to change this over in your eBay listings so that you're up to date and so that you're charging the right amount, so that you're using the right shipping method. Now, before we get started, my name is Lee Meyer, if we haven't met yet, and I'm the founder of listingtofreedom.com as well as theempoweredreseller.com, where I empower you to be successful as a reseller. I've made over $100,000 selling used items on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, and I'm so excited that you're joining me on this channel today. So let's go ahead and get started. Before I jump in over to my computer and show you how to get this all set up inside of your business policies, let's first talk a little bit about what the new Ground Advantage shipping policy is. And this is really a combination. They combined the first class package service along with Parcel Select Ground and Retail Ground that is not now all covered under what is being called Ground Advantage. Now, as an eBay seller, for the first 30 days, all of your listings, when you make a sale, they will automatically be transferred over into the Ground Advantage if you had sold an item that was supposed to be shipped with USPS first class. However, by the end of 30 days, you do need to come in and change your listings, update your policies. eBay has not yet come out and said, what's going to happen, but I assume that you will need to come in and change those as this 30 days approaches. We are getting maybe to the 20-day mark right now as I'm filming this video. So you do still have some time, but I would really recommend coming in and getting this changed. Now, I have not yet changed my shipping policies yet. That's what you're going to be doing with me in this video today. So this is all going to be live. You're going to be learning along with me as I am doing this. In the previous days, because I have not changed over to the Ground Advantage, they are still charging the first class amount, which is the same as what customers pay for Ground Advantage. Then when I go to ship my labels, I need to change that over to Ground Advantage method because I have not yet set it up. Once we set it up in this video, then once I go to print my labels tonight, I should all be good to go. But I have been shipping probably since the new change went into effect. I've shipped dozens and dozens of packages, and so I kind of am getting a feel for how it's working. And what it appears to be that it's really just a name change. So it went from, okay, we had first class package service, this is how much it costs. Under the new Ground Advantage method, it's just a new name. They're charging the same amount from everything that I can tell. I've also shipped several items that were set up for USPS Parcel Select service, which is now Ground Advantage. eBay has automatically changed those listings over, and so when I go to print my labels, it's already all set up for the Ground Advantage. Now, the one good thing that I did notice, I think all of this is really good because it is encompassing, it is in kind of an umbrella policy, if you will, where it's going to simplify things for a lot of sellers. For a lot of sellers, shipping is one of the things that is holding them back. So this will simplify things. But one of the exciting things that I have noticed, it actually ends up putting more money in my pocket, is when I ship items. Previously, if I shipped them under the Parcel Select Ground, they might charge the customer $11, and then when I went to buy my label, it would also cost me $11. That sounds all good. It sounds reasonable until you start to think about how eBay charges their fees for selling on the platform, seller fees. And so they actually charge fees on the shipping portion, on the portion that people pay for shipping. And so you would actually be losing money if somebody pays $11 and then eBay's charging fees on that. it's costing you the $11 plus it's also costing you an additional, say, $1.50 or so for eBay fees. Well, with the new Ground Advantage method, you do get a discount with your eBay seller account. You get an even bigger discount if you have top rated seller status. And so with that discount, the buyer might pay the $11, and then when you go to print the label, it might only cost you $8.50 or $9. It's enough to be able to cover the eBay fees so that you're not having to worry about having to pay those out of pocket. So that's a big plus. Puts more money into my pocket. I ship quite a few items by USPS, previously Parcel Select Ground, so that is going to save me money with the new Ground Advantage method. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to move you down to the bottom of my screen and then share my screen with you so you can walk through exactly how I'm going to do this. Anything that I'm going to run into, any problems that I'm going to run into, you're going to be right there with me and see how this all works. So fingers crossed it all goes well and all of my listings will be changed over in just a few minutes. All right, let's get started. All right, so I'm in my eBay Seller Hub. If you have not seen eBay Seller Hub before and your eBay, back end of eBay looks a little bit different, it is something that you can opt into. You just go and Google eBay Seller Hub opt-in and a link will come up. It should be one of the first links and you can go and opt in to Seller Hub. So I am in my listings area, and then over on the left side, you'll see business policies. This is the place where you can change your shipping policies, your return policies, your payment policies, all of that. So I have a lot of shipping policies, but the ones that I'm going to need to change, or the ones that are affected, are the first class methods. And so I already have these set up. These names are names that I have named them. They've come in a little bit funky the past couple of months, and I'm not sure where all of these extra numbers are coming from, but it is what it is. So I'm probably going to have two in here that I will need to change. So I have my first class calculated, which is what I created, and then I somehow ended up, it actually looks like there's a couple here. So there's calculated USPS first class, calculated USPS first class with some funny numbers at the end. I'm not sure where these came from. This is one of the kind of downsides of the shipping policies is you kind of can end up with duplicates. So I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but let's go ahead and change this top one first. So we're just going to come in here and edit this. This policy has everything that I use to ship for items under a pound. And so right now you'll see that the service under this policy is USPS first class. So because that's no longer an option, I'm going to need to choose the correct one, which is now the Ground Advantage. So let's go ahead and click that USPS Ground Advantage. I want to just take a look at this real quick. So it says 2 to 5 business days. First class was also 2 to 5 business days. So again, in my book, the way I see things, it's just a name change. That's all it is. Okay, so we're going to come in here and click Save, Confirm, and we're good. Fingers crossed this works. This does take a minute. It'll say here in your policies, update in progress. So while that is thinking, let's go down to the first class calculated, which is my original one. I don't know how I ended up with these duplicates, but it happens with policies. So same thing, we're going to change out first class to that Ground Advantage. Come in, save, confirm. And so this is the issue that I thought that I was going to be running into, is it says, please provide the correct information. So let's go ahead and read this. This policy is the same as your existing policy, the one that I just edited. You can either use your existing policy or make changes to this one. So there's a couple of ways to deal with this when this comes up. This does happen. So one of the ways would be to come in and change the handling time. So if I wanted to say, hey, these are all 3 days, but I don't really want to do that. So what I'm going to try instead, I'm going to go ahead and refresh this page and see if this updated. So this is going to be the one that I just changed, and I am noticing that it says updated with errors. And so we can come in here and see what that activity log is, and see why. So it says 9 listings failed to update and have been reassigned to a copy of this policy with the previous detail. So this is some of the reason why you end up with those copies. And so let's see what this is. Okay, shipping service cannot be revised if the item has bids or active best offer or is ending in 12 hours. So most likely, the reason why is because I have sent out offers on these. So let's get back to here. So what that's going to do is it's going to come down. So it should, let's scroll down here. So I'm looking for this 9 because I knew that there were 9 items that were not able to be edited. So what that tells me is I'm going to have to come back in at a later time, say 2 days from now. I might even give it 3 days from now to come back in and reassign these. And that's what we're going to do with these. Because what happens is I sent out these offers, and because I did that, it has an active offer. I'm not able to edit that listing, even though, you know, I'm really just changing the name of the shipping method that I'm using. So what I'm going to try with these first class calculated is to come in here, and I thought there was a way to, let's do this. So I click the checkbox, and then we're going to try reassigning listings, and we're going to try and reassign them to this one. And I'm going to see if I can find this. Sorry, we weren't able to change the policy. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, change policy for these listings. So we're changing the one that I just clicked on, the one with the checkbox, and we want to change that over to this one right here. So the reason why not the top one, I see that it has the word copy at the end, and those are those 9 that just got copied over. So I'm going to try assigning them to this. Now, my guess of what's going to happen is it may, you know, update with errors, and there may be additional items that end up in a copy that'll have to come back later once those offers have expired. So let's hope. It says changing policy for selected listings is in progress. Check back later. Let's go ahead and go to this one right here and see if we can, and I could have done this at the same time. I could have clicked both of those check boxes at the same time, but I didn't. So we can just hit that real quick again. It's going to say selected listings, that changes in progress, check back later. So while that is working, it's working in the background. I'm going to go through and just see if there's anything else in here that I do need to update. So these are the 9 that copied over. That's the only thing so I've got a couple down here while we're in here. These at the bottom have 0 listings, so I'm going to just go ahead and click those and delete them just so they're gone, just so we have less that we're dealing with. So let's go ahead, delete policies. Yes, I'm sure I want to delete them. Okay, so let's go ahead and refresh and see. It says you've successfully edited your shipping policies, and let's scroll down and just make sure. Okay, so updated with errors. We'll click this and see how many. So 6 is telling me that 63 listings were successfully reassigned, but 12 listings failed reassignment. Now, if I were to go into this report, I can pretty much guarantee you it's that same reason, because they had active offers. Same thing with this one. So this is only 60 listings successfully reassigned. So what's going to end up happening is the majority of my listings are now changed over. I will, however, have to come back and change these couple of items. So it looks like I've got, oh, where did those go? 1 item and then 11 items there. Is that right? I'm sorry, 9 items there. So that copy. I will need to come back in there. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on my calendar. Sorry, I got cut off there. So I will need to come back in a couple of days later after those offers have expired on those listings. I may actually not send offers for a couple of days so that I don't run into the same problem again and again and again. If I do that for the next 48 hours or 48 hours from the last time I sent offers, then I should be able to come back in and get those rest of my policies changed over. I think we had 12 items left that needed to get transferred over or reassigned into that new policy. So hopefully this helps explain things. I know that the eBay shipping policies can be a little bit confusing. They can be a little bit difficult to work with, just like you saw me. But don't let that stop you. Make sure that you get your listings changed over before that 30 days is up. Again, the new ground advantage started July 9, so you have 30 days from that point forward to get your listings changed. And you can be successful with reselling. I am here to support you every step of the way. So if you have not yet taken my reseller bootcamp, this is a 5-day course. It's a free email-based course where I send you a piece of my puzzle every single day, where I'm telling you, helping you, showing you the path to how I've made over $100,000 with reselling. You'll find a link to get signed up for bootcamp below this video. I hope this video was helpful and that it helps you get your listings changed over to the new ground advantage. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.